observations, righteous discussions unite people. It's the Word Up Podcast, and I am your host, OMNI.
Omni.
ETC, etc. Listen, since last we met, a lot of stuff happened. Jonathan Majors is in the news yet again. Martin Luther King, mind you, Martin Luther King Day has just passed. R.I.P. Dr. King. The brick face lady, Roe reports, is now a wanted fugitive for essentially wasting law enforcement and everybody's damn time and trying to scam people out of 40 grand. As she has been seen on camera being the aggressor in the altercation she made a big stink about on social media. She hit the man. She's on video hitting the man. She called this. And the only reason I'm talking about it is because I just found out about it. And we had been saying that there wasn't enough evidence to support her claims. Honestly, it wasn't enough evidence to deny her claims. But the one thing that I pointed out from the get-go was the fact that for a brick to hit your face, all you had was a knot. Like, you didn't have a broken jaw. That was my, like, there was no external tissue damage. The skin wasn't broken. You think a cinder block hit somebody's face, or a brick that's hard, rough, and coarse hit your face. Yeah, I'm messing up this intro right now because I just found out about this. And, it's disturbing to think about. And it's not her in and of herself that is disturbing to think about. It's disturbing to think about what she represents, because she is a heavily supported woman by other women who believe what she believes and thinks how she thinks. So, I just want to get that off my chest before I move on to the actual show that I prepared today, because, well, like I said, it's very disturbing to think about, so I don't want to think about it. I want to do my research, but that's what we know right now. Wanted fugitive for essentially lying about the circumstances that she presented to the public. But anyway, worry, observations, righteous discussions unite people. It's the Word Up Podcast, and I'm your host, OMNI,
Omni.
etc. Hey, we're going to talk about Jonathan Majors. We're going to be talking about Martin Luther King. We're going to be talking about Ice Spice. She's also making her rounds, as she's supposed to, because it's her time to. And, I don't usually talk about a lot of stuff on time. I want to talk about this. I usually don't talk about stuff immediately. And the reason why is because I actually want to obtain more information. I want to be able to actually break it down and decipher what's going on. Nowadays, everybody wants to jump on everything as soon as they think something happened, but there's never enough information in the beginning to actually make an informed decision. about one way or the other about some things. Let's take it to a video that I love by the beloved brother Denzel Washington, the OG. Oh, I really messed up that intro. Bit of housekeeping. Let's jump on in. Hold on. If you would, bit of housekeeping, if you would, hit the subscribe, the notification bell, as well as the like button. Also, with the notification bell, please set it to all. There's going to be more content coming out. There's going to be more posts. I'm keeping up with the news and everything that's going on because it is interesting. Honestly, it is interesting. It's getting interesting, especially where things are headed on a world scale, and we're going to be talking about that next episode. Because these times, I think there's a lot of fear mongering going on. Because honestly, this is my thing. They've been talking about the end of the world before I was born. And, you know, I was a Y2K baby. I lived through Y2K. With that being said, you know, people talking about so I think it's also something to look at and analyze what's actually going on versus what is just one group or governmental authority saying. Okay, what's actually going on in the world and what's really happening. Because every week in the news, I'm seeing headlines. I got the Newsbreak app, right? This is not sponsored or anything. They ain't paying me. But I got the Newsbreak app on my phone, and it gives me world stuff because I already know what's happening locally. But they give me world news. And, you know, depending on where you getting your news from, like New York Times, Washington Post, all of those, they're like, war is about to break out. It's about to be World War III. We are going to go now. Like, and now, you know, and then if you can actually set it and change it, change your geography, the locations, right, to something else, and you can get that news. So you gotta really, I think it's best to look at local news in the area that is being talked about. I think that's the dopest thing ever. And then it takes a little bit of work on your part. Got to do the Google Translate if you don't know the language that is being spoken in and all that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know the language. But, you know, copy paste. Or you could do Chat GPT that can translate with a simple copy paste of the text. Then you can read the article. But, you know, that takes a little bit of work. And, you know, we live in a time where things can be translated at an instant, and still, you know, for some reason we don't want to do it. But, you know, I see what's going on elsewhere, and in some cases it is like that. In other cases, it's not that big a deal. So, like, people talking about World War III, I'm like, who cares? I'm a Y2K baby. The end of the world's been going on since before I was born. That's why I think about it. But, you know, look at this quote from Denzel Washington, and this is why I don't really react to things. I respond after I analyze a little bit. But let's check it out. Let's jump on in.
Buzz about this fake news. You were the subject of a fake news story.
Oh yeah, what they say? I was running for president. No, I voted. No, what they say?
You switched your support.
I switched. Yeah.
What do you make of all the fake news? Did it affect
If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed.
If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read the newspaper, you're misinformed. Hold on, let's listen further.
So what do you do?
That's a great question. What is the long-term effect of too much information? One of the effects is the need to be first, not even to be true anymore. So what a responsibility you all have to tell the truth, not just to be first, but to tell the truth. We live in a society now where it's just first. Who cares? Get it out there. We don't care who it hurts. We don't care who we destroy. We don't care if it's true. Just say it, sell it. Anything you practice, you'll get good at, including BS.
You told me last night.
That was him at Fences. And back when that movie opened, that really struck me as something, you know what I'm saying, to note and to quote unquote carry with me, so to speak. It's like the need to be first. The need to be first. Not the need to be true. Not the need to hold the truth, have the truth, and search for the correct information and have the correct information. It's always about the first. Like, I'm seeing a lot of personalities out there within 1 hour. Sometimes it's within 1 hour of something happening. People get on YouTube and start making videos about it. You know what I'm saying? And they haven't even themselves confirmed whether this is a real actual event or not, whether this is a true happening. So look, I gotta ask myself who I want to be. Do I want to be the person that jumps on something immediately as soon as it pops off, or do I want to be the person with the correct information? Because what's the value of that? I hope some people still value it. I still value it. Anyway. We are going to go on to our first story. All right, first topic. Straight out of hip hop, rap game, whatever you want to refer to it as today. Whatever it means to you today. Okay? The segment, nobody asked for this. We got Ice Spice. I'm gonna let y'all hear something. Hold on. I'm gonna let y'all hear something by Ice Spice. She just released this. And Twitter was aflame. Twitter was aflame. She dropped this right here. And when she dropped this, everybody lost their mind. I saw the comments. I saw the comment section. Ice Spice, when she dropped this right here, just this bar, if that's what we're referring to it as. When she dropped this here, everybody's like, I see the comment sections on IG. This is where I saw this at, because I'm trying to get back on IG. I'm trying to be better with my IG. Feel free to hit me up on IG or whatever. You know what I'm saying? For any business. I do graphics. I do a lot of media stuff, video work, whatever you need. Let me know. I'm really good with shorts and reels. So let me know. But I picked this up on IG. I was just on IG, right? And I saw this. It was like the first thing I saw when I opened my phone, because everybody was talking about it, so it's up in the algorithm. I'm old. This is why I chalk it up to. I'm old at this point. I'm old, and that's what it is. I'm gonna be old with my old ass. That's it. There is nothing else. Because I don't understand this, but let me play this real quick. This is what set Twitter and IG aflame.
Just like I'ma say in the intro. You want me to say something so bad?
Stop playing with them, Riot.
Can you please?
Think you the shit, bitch? You're not even the fault.
I waited 19 seconds. I'm being calm because if it was 20, I would have already hit the roof. I jumped up out of this. This is no, you don't understand. Hold on. Okay, 10-second mark. 10-second mark.
You want me to say something so bad?
Stop playing with them, Riot.
Can you please?
Think you the shit, bitch? You're not even the fault. I be going hard. I'm breaking their hearts, like bitches be quick, but I'm quicker. Bitches be thick, but I'm thicker. She could be rich, but I'm richer.
Damn.
What is... This ain't for me at all. This music isn't for me at all. Not even a little bit. This music's not for me. I don't care. That music's not for me. I can't imagine opening my Spotify app, wherever, or YouTube, and typing in Ice Spice. I don't understand it. You're not even a... And I think it has something to do because music is very tonal heavy. I mean, tone is everything in communication. Anyway, but I have a hard time connecting to the material, man. That's how I'm gonna put it. I have a hard time connected to this material. And it's fine. There's people that don't care for me. It's fine. But yeah, that's not fun. You're not even the fart. I don't even understand. And listen, this ain't no Jermaine Dupri. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking, like I've talked about Nicki Minaj on this show. When she came out, I mean, she wasn't top female rapper. She was one of the top rappers at the time, let's be honest. When Nicki Minaj came out and had her initial run, she wasn't just top female MC. She bodied Kanye and Jay-Z on Monster. Clearly, no debating. She was rapping with the best of them, at the level of the best of them. So when I hear this today, I'm like, how did you have that as an example, and this is what you're on? How was that your example, and this is what you're on? That's what I don't understand. That's what I have a hard time grasping. You know what I'm saying? Especially because they both come out of New York. And she doing the drill. The drill music, I don't know about it. I think the most notable thing about drill, to me, is what the engineer did in the studio, not so much the artist. That's just my take. I think with drill music, I think it's engineer heavy as opposed to artist heavy. As far I'm talking levels of effort. I think majority of the work is in the hands of the engineer. You know what I'm saying? Like, and actually I could break that down on another show. I will break that down on another show because that gives me an idea for another show. But like I said, it's just not for me, man. I can't. I can't get into Ice Spice at all. She comes from New York. Now, I'll tell you who is crushing the game, or soon to be crushing the game. Scarlett. Scarlett goes hard. Scarlett goes hard all day. And she sounds like a sweetheart. She sounds like a sweetheart when she's in the interviews. But she raps like I ain't gonna trust her to stand behind me. That's just what it is. She raps like you see her shadow. You see her shadow creep up next to you. And you already know that she's coming from that way, so you got to like step to the side real quick and do one of these over your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Because the butcher is coming, nigga. Like they call her the female DMX. That might be going a tad bit far. I think I have yet to see it. But she's dope. She's dope. You know, there's a lot of dope female artists. You know, Rhapsody's still out there doing her thing, and Snow the Product, and Tierra Whack. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dope female artists out there. Shout out to them all. But I can't get into Ice Spice. I can't. That's out of my lane, way out of my lane. So, Martin Luther King Day just passed. I was working on Martin Luther King, getting that. Can't wait to see that. But Martin Luther King, God rest his soul, is a man of great ambition and many sacrifices. He's led revolutions. He's changed laws. He fought just so I would be able to do some dumb shit like come on YouTube and voice my opinions on things. And it actually be on the platform that allows me to do it. We don't have separate bathrooms in public anymore or separate water fountains. I can go to work, earn income, come home. Nobody's burning the flag on my yard. They wouldn't want to do it in my neighborhood, but they'd be dumb as fuck. But you know what I'm saying? I enjoy certain privileges And I'm very aware of the privileges that I enjoy. That though, like I said, going to work, I've earned certain privileges. The ability to have any of these privileges at all are afforded to me through the currency of the efforts of those that came before me. That's just what it is. And Martin Luther King was that guy. He was the pinnacle of that. And because of that, you know what I'm saying, I got much respect for him. Which is why it's really awkward when Jonathan Majors keeps bringing up Coretta. It's really awkward. Listen, we're gonna get into this video. Is one of the most cringe things I have ever heard. Is the most. Let's get into the video. Let's jump in it. Let's get into this video. Brought to you as by ABC News. Fair use. Fair use.
Why did you decide you wanted to talk now?
I felt like it was time. Something
Specifically Nightline.
about sitting here right now and looking at you and understanding the gravity of the situation, a situation that I, in many ways, put myself in.
He was one of the most promising actors of his generation.
Today, a verdict in the case of Jonathan Majors.
Now Jonathan Majors has been convicted of a misdemeanor assault and harassing his ex-girlfriend in a stunning trial that brought his soaring career to a screeching halt. There were 4 charges. The jury convicted you of 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Your reaction to that verdict?
Shock. I was absolutely shocked. I know I did not, place my hands and strike that woman. It never happened.
Last March.
This is crazy. The news, listen, the news is crazy. I'm going to tell you this. Why is it? This man has been a lot of things. He was King the Conqueror. He was, He Who Remains. That's who he is in Marvel and all that. Why is it in this abuse case, this alleged abuse, why is it that after we frame and let him say what he was going to say on his side of the abuse and all of this, and he said, I know I didn't hit that woman, the very next thing that they play, the production team now splices in, is his role in Creed, about to swing on a nigga. Right? They're showing him in a violent role. Y'all got to see how they framing this. Y'all got to see how they painting this.
He was celebrating back-to-back.
ABC, y'all ain't shit. ABC, y'all ain't shit. Boy, listen. Why is it? No, because I'm gonna take it back. Because y'all don't understand what's going on here. Like I understand what's going on here. Listen, watch this.
Not, place my hands and strike that woman.
I didn't.
It never happened.
It never happened.
Last March, he was celebrating back.
Swinging on a nigga right after. It never happened. With him look so this is I'm telling you, listen, I'm not, I don't know if else has caught this. Anyone else is making this assessment that I'm making. Listen, ABC is being hella biased. The edited, like, through the editing process, listen.
I was absolutely shocked.
That's
I
absolutely
know I
shocked.
did not, place my hands and strike that woman.
No, I didn't strike that woman.
It never happened.
It never happened. Now he's talking shit in front of a nigga with a mouthpiece. You show him in such an aggressive role after that. They could have easily put He Who Remains sitting across from Loki. I guess they couldn't because that's a Marvel thing, and Marvel got the paper to shut that down. Also, isn't ABC a part of the Disney family? I think ABC is a part of the Disney family, so that probably wouldn't work. But this is bad. This is horrible. It's like, yeah, look at all aggressive. Like, yeah.
March, he was celebrating back.
And you show him swinging on it. That's crazy.
Back box office hits: Creed 3 and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, Disney, ABC's parent company. So they could have done that. That's crazy. Wait. I just thought of something. That's crazy. So Marvel Studios is also owned by Disney, that also owns ABC. So imagine you going, you know what I'm saying, you get convicted of XYZ, and then he did this press run and he's on ABC, which is also owned by Disney, the company that terminated him. Because Marvel terminated him, let him go, but it was, Disney owns that. And so he's on another Disney company pleading his case and telling his side of things. And it still doesn't get you back on Marvel, which is owned by Disney. Disney could have said, okay, you fulfilled an XYZ obligation, and could have moved some things around to let Jonathan Majors back on. But he comes, begging for forgiveness on another Disney platform. It's crazy.
Quantumania.
I am king!
By his side, his girlfriend, Grace Jabari, a dancer he'd met on the set of Ant-Man in 2021.
I loved Grace. Our relationship was not healthy, and that began to reveal itself over time.
You can build $1 million business and you...
No. I let that go too long. But this is the thing. I don't know if do unhealthy relationships reveal themselves over time, or was it always blatantly, obviously an unhealthy relationship, and at some point somebody stopped accepting it? Isn't it plausible that it might be fun until it ain't no more? Could it be fun until it ain't no more? Like, I think in certain phases of our existence, we're drawn towards toxicity because it may be fun, but fun also comes with a lot of fun comes with a level of risk. Stepping out of bounds of things that you're not supposed to do. Comes with a certain level of risk. It's fun to just not think about stuff and just act on impulse. And maybe the consequences of doing so over an extended period of time put a strain on the relationship. Somebody got sick of somebody's shit before the other person got sick of the other person's shit. Or maybe it was just fun until it wasn't no more. Who knows? But let's get back to it.
Just weeks after the Creed 3 premiere, Just weeks after the Creed 3 premiere, in the early morning hours of March 25th, Majors and Jabari got into an altercation in New York City that has haunted his public image. Both say the fight began with a flirtatious text message that appeared on Majors' phone from another woman while the couple was riding home from dinner in this chauffeured Escalade. Jabari told the jury she saw a message pop.
Who's the sketch artist? Who's the sketch artist? That is a hilarious depiction. Who is that sketch artist? Looked like the witch off of Hansel and Gretel.
Up on his phone that said, "Oh, how I wish I was kissing you." So let's go back to March 25th for a moment. She sees a text from another woman. Things seem to spiral from there. What happened next?
Yeah, the text from another woman. The issue in the car would not have happened had I been brave and ended the relationship. I cop to it. I show her, right? It's in my hand. She grabs it. We scuffle for the phone.
Jabari.
I'm sorry, you sketches is killing me. Ooh, boy, all right.
She testified she grabbed the phone, and then I felt a heavy thud on top of me, what I knew to be the weight of him on top of me, and him trying to pry the phone out of my fingers. In the criminal complaint, she alleged Major struck her in the face with an open hand, causing substantial pain and a laceration behind her ear. That Majors grabbed her hand, causing swelling, bruising, and substantial pain to her finger, and that he put his hand on her neck, causing bruising. But Majors claims Jabari attacked him in a jealous rage, ripping his coat, scratching his face and his arm. Photos he took and says are of his injuries were shared with Impact, yet were deemed inadmissible in court.
Wow. Hold on, what? I need to hear that one again.
Bruising. But Majors claims Jabari attacked him in a jealous rage, ripping his coat, scratching his face and his arm. Photos he took and says are of his injuries were shared with Impact, yet were deemed inadmissible in court.
I pull the phone back. I receive my injuries. I'm calm. I'm busted. She is not calm. There was alcohol involved.
Both of you?
I had some drinks as well, yeah.
She says inside the car, you hit her in the face,
Yeah.
twist her arm behind her back, fracture her middle finger.
Yeah, that did not happen.
So she ends up with a 1-inch cut behind her ear.
Laceration, yes, ma'am.
Fractured finger.
Yeah.
How did those injuries come about?
I wish to God I knew. That would give clarity. That would give me some type of peace about it.
But you're confident you didn't cause
I have no
them.
question.
In a statement to Impact, Jabari's lawyer said, "It is not at all surprising that Mr. Majors continues to take no accountability for his actions. Ms. Jabari will continue to speak the truth and seek justice in the appropriate forums in a continued effort to respect our legal process." What happens next becomes a heated point in court.
I open the door, I step out. She comes. Then one of the biggest mistakes of my life. I pick her up. I put her back in the car. I'm trying to get rid of her. I'm trying to get away from her.
He said, I'm trying to get rid of her. That is not the language that you use on an interview. Say that you didn't have ill intent trying to get rid of her. Sounds like you're trying to get rid of a body, sir. And the fact that the editing that they did, like, look at her face here. She looks like, if this was more than likely taken before the incident, and she still looks like a victim in this photo. This is crazy. Like, and it's Marvel doing this to him. is Marvel doing this to her? To him? Well, it's not Marvel, it's Disney. ABC is Disney, Marvel is Disney. And so ABC is doing this. This is not going to put you in good graces with Marvel.
Our legal process. What happens next becomes a heated point in court.
I open the door, I step out. She comes. Then one of the biggest mistakes of my life. I pick her up. I put her back in the car.
So you physically handled her. You just admitted on television to physically handling her. Boy.
I'm trying to get rid of her. I'm trying to get away from her. As the video shows, you know. Second biggest mistake of my life. I try to keep her in the car. We get out, we walk across the street. I escort her across the street. The moment we get across the street, she grabs me, she goes for the phone. I get free of her and I run.
What made you run?
Fear.
Of what she might do?
No, not what she might do. Well, I just got smacked up, you know, for one. It was an animal impulse. Save yourself. Get away from this. And that's what I went to do.
After the incident, Majors spent the night at a hotel. Security footage shows Jabari out at a nightclub with 3 strangers before she returns to the apartment she shared with Majors. After Majors came home that morning, he found Jabari unconscious and called 911.
What happened exactly? Do you know?
No, I don't know. But she's unconscious. She's naked from the bottom down. She has a sweatshirt on. She's my ex-partner. We broke up.
4 reasons why you shouldn't switch to the internet's favorite laundry detergent. Did you know the internet's favorite laundry detergent isn't a liquid, capsule, or powder?
Body camera footage from the officers who arrived at their apartment shows Majors covering Jabari with a blanket and then bringing police to their bedroom suite closet where she was lying on the floor. Officers noticed marks on her body, and pictures presented at trial show Jabari's fractured finger and a laceration behind her ear. Majors was arrested and charged with assault and harassment and was released on his own recognizance. Part of Majors and his team's defense when it comes to both his innocence in this case and prior exchanges is alleged racial bias. Majors had filed his own incident report with the NYPD in June, formally and repeatedly accusing Jabari of attacking him. The Manhattan District Attorney, Alvin Bragg, declined to prosecute Jabari, telling Impact it lacked prosecutorial merit, and that report was eventually ruled inadmissible in court.
So she been a problem. This has been a problem, and no one took him seriously.
The interesting part about this cross-complaint is that the NYPD investigated it. They thought it was enough, and they wrote up a report to say this person should be arrested, and Grace Jabari even turned herself in. So the NYPD thought it was a crime, but Alvin Bragg didn't. And I think that's where it gets a little contentious for the defense.
There are those who would say, well, you know, the DA, Alvin Bragg, is a black man. How can you say that this is race involved?
Alvin Bragg is a black man. I'm a black man. He's a politician. You know, we are not limited to our race. The system, you know, the country, there are elements of it that are just bad.
Black folks, my black folks, we gotta stop attributing everything to racism. We gotta stop attributing everything to racism, especially when we're talking about other black people. It's not racist. Maybe the person is stupid. Could that be it? Could the person be stupid? Is incompetence possibly a factor? This is what I don't like. This is what I hate, right? Every time, it seems like every time that a black person has an issue, they immediately, it's like they're programmed to go to racism, racism. Maybe people ain't shit. Ain't got nothing to do with race. Maybe I just don't like you because you ain't shit. Ain't got nothing to do with race. Maybe you just incompetent. Maybe this thing that you do, you don't do it well or effectively enough. And as such, I don't fuck with you as a result. Absolutely nothing to do with race. Maybe there's a performance issue. And as such, well, we part ways. Or, maybe there's a performance issue, and if the performance issue is with me, I messed up something that you got going on and you don't fuck with me as a result. That's how life goes. It's not always racial. And you sound stupid when you bring up racism and the other person is the same race as you. It's better. I'm not saying that you may be wrong. He might be racist against black folks as a black person. He might be. That's possible. But a better argument to not make you look so foolish would be, yeah, he's clearly incompetent. From where I'm sitting, it's incompetence. How can the NYPD make the arrest and think that the charges are worth arresting someone for, but you don't want to take it to trial? Probably trying to save yourself paperwork, and you don't value me as a black person. But I'm not going to say it's racism. I'm going to say he's incompetent, clearly. And NYPD thought it was enough. How come he didn't? And he never said why. Attack the competency. Don't attack racism when you're dealing with someone of your own race. It's never going to work out. The optics of it is just ridiculous.
The district attorney's office declined to comment on Majors' interview, saying, "We do our speaking in court, where a Manhattan jury convicted Mr. Majors." And in a previous statement to ABC News, Bragg said his office is committed to centering survivors in all of our work. The March 2023 incident and subsequent trial thrust Majors' dating history into the forefront.
There was a Rolling Stone article that said going back to college, you had abusive relationships, emotional and physical.
The emotion is always an interesting thing because it's a bit subjective. One person's experience of something may not necessarily be some other person's experience of something. That said, I was not the best boyfriend all the time.
But never hit a woman?
Never hit a woman. My hands have never struck a woman, ever.
But on December 18th, a jury found Majors guilty of assaulting and harassing Jabari inside the car, clearing Majors of a charge that said he intentionally assaulted Jabari, downgrading it to reckless assault, a misdemeanor.
Not guilty of the assault in the third degree intentionally suggests that the jury says he didn't mean to hurt her. But they did say that he was guilty of reckless assault, meaning that he basically conducted himself in a way where he should have known better and unintentionally injured someone else.
Were you reckless?
I was reckless with her heart.
Not with her body?
Not with her body.
You feel that you did anything wrong on the night of March 25th?
I wouldn't have picked her up. I wouldn't have put her back in the car. I wouldn't have tried to keep her in the car. I would have gotten out that car and ran immediately.
Shortly after he broke up with Jabari, Majors began appearing with actress Megan Good. She's been devoted to Majors, coming with him every day to court. He held a gold leaf Bible in one hand and her hand in the other.
She's held me down like a Coretta.
The cringe that just went through my body. Like a Coretta. So you're no Martin Luther King. I don't know what movement you're leading or who you're leading to the promised land. You were Kang the Conqueror in the Marvel franchise, and now you are without work. You need to slow your roll. This man say Coretta more than like the way that he say Coretta is more contentious than Martha in Batman v Superman.
And she's held me down like a Coretta.
Like a girl.
I'm so blessed to have her.
Ask him about that. Follow up. Ask him about follow up on that. No.
Still fresh, but you know, I think I found her.
The one.
I hope she just stick with me.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus. 3 months. 3 months. Mark my words. 3 months. They out of there by April. By the end of April. Mark my words.
Our thanks to Lindsay.
So this man, Coretta, she held you down like Coretta held down Dr. King. Y'all let me know how y'all, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Making good, Coretta. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I got to get up out of here, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Worry, observations, righteous discussions, unite people. I'll get with y'all in the comments. Hit me in the comment section. I'll reply back. We can have the discussion there. Like back in those days, they had hoses for niggas. Like, I don't think he understands what he's saying when he said, okay. Like, I'm trying to think of the struggle. Like, he has a legal issue. But what struggle has he been a part of? What movement has he been a part of that has led people en masse? Because if you're going to say she held me down like Coretta, well, that would mean that you're Malcolm. I mean, not Malcolm, you're Martin. If she held you down like Coretta, that means you see yourself as Martin. You were a supervillain in a kid's superhero movie. You were a supervillain in a Heroes franchise. Coretta. That's hilarious. Making good at that. That's hilarious. Boy. Worry, observations, likes, discussions, unite people. It's the Word Up Podcast. I've been your host. OMNIETC, etc. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Again, like, subscribe, share, because we want to have these conversations with as many people that want to have these conversations. We're going to do the panel thing. I know I was a little dodgy with the time. Listen, at this point, y'all going to get these when you get these. I'm not even going to put them out in advance. I'm going to just get with me on Instagram. Get with me on Instagram, right? Follow me on Instagram. I'm going to shoot you the link. Follow the Word Up Podcast on Instagram. The Word Up Podcast on Instagram. I'm going to shoot you the link from that page whenever we start the live. because I'm gonna need some time for the setup and whatnot and get everything right. So I can't really do I'm not really gonna do the what's it called? I will do on days that I know definitely I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the scheduling on that day. I'm gonna put the schedule up on that day that I'm definitely gonna do it. Otherwise than that, I'm not going to schedule them out anymore. I'm gonna just show up live, and y'all get it when y'all get it, because that's how I'm living right now. Peace, love, health, wealth to you all, and I'm out.